Haha! Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Yeah, we're at day 3. This is it's getting really hot now. We've got 3 teams left. Endgame, Joneses in BPS, and we're kicking off first with Endgame against the Joneses. But I'm not alone, as per usual. So who am I with? Of course, it's Amaunet. Hello.
It's me, Mario. Oh no, wait, that's someone else. Hello.
So,
what
have we got? What have we got in store for tonight? We've actually got a giveaway again.
Yes, I'll do the standard talk for that first.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to win an August Battle Pass, then guess the damage EG does as a team in the second game of this matchup. Post your in-game name, your server, and your exact damage guess. In order to win one of 5 Battle Passes, the closest guesses will get the passes.
And don't forget, as usual, the caveat: make sure it is your in-game name, not your not your YouTube tab, your in-game name. Because the battle passes don't come from us; they come from Wargaming Direct. So if your in-game name is not correct, in your server is not listed, you won't get the battle pass. It's as simple as that, guys. So
exactly.
Then the other caveat is when that message from Amaunet comes into the YouTube chat saying stop guessing, that means stop guessing. Any guesses after that message will not be counted. So fair warning, guys.
Yes. But I will stop the giveaway when we enter the second game, and there's a 5-minute delay on the stream, so that will be 5 minutes before you see the start of the second game, basically, on the channel itself.
Exactly. And the other thing
that way, no one has any prior information.
There you go. And the other thing you need to remember is this. The 1st of August is when the Battle Pass comes out, but that is a weekend. So the chances are you're not going to get them until the 2nd of August. But if you don't get them then, and you don't get them by the 3rd of August, let either myself or Amaunet know, either via YouTube or via Discord, so we can chase up Wargaming for those who have won.
Exactly. So just be a little bit patient. The passes will find their way to you automatically, assuming that you spelled your name correctly.
There you go. Now, we're not the only ones streaming, by the way, tonight. If you go into the streams, forget the one in the middle which says Summer Season Championship Grand Final. That's tomorrow. That's not today. That's tomorrow. Amaunet and myself are streaming the upper and lower bracket final, and so is Robert85, the Spanish-speaking streamer. He is also streaming the upper and lower brackets finals. Those of you who are wondering where every good name is taken and Wild Ones output may possibly have got to, well, they're down in the middle echelon. There they are, look. And again,
I have to just say that was very nice of them, because Robert wanted to stream the Joneses because they're Spanish based as well, and Wild Ones actually offered to drop down to the middle echelon so Robert could stream today.
And tomorrow he is streaming the grand final tomorrow, but I think it's the grand final of the middle echelon.
I was just gonna say, not of the championship itself, the upper echelon.
Yeah.
Because that will be on the Wargaming official channel.
Yes, it will be. It's not being streamed by any of us. It's being streamed directly by Wargaming. But people will be there that you know and love. So what have we got in store for you tonight? Well, it's different. So we had best of 9 to begin with, then we went to best of 5, and now this is best of 7. And we're going out in about 6 minutes, and we're going out on Mayan ruins first off.
And not to forget that it's also double elimination. So EG versus Joneses, whoever loses that match can fight their way back to the grand finals tomorrow by beating BPS today.
That is completely correct. So
that is no easy feat to do, though.
That's also correct. There's the chart there. So the finals of the upper bracket we've got here. It's Endgame versus the Joneses. The loser of this opening round will then go down and face BPS in the finals of the lower bracket. The winner of that will then face the winner of the upper bracket finals in tomorrow's grand super duper final. So that's what we're installed for tonight, guys. It's all going to be good fun.
Yes.
And the room is open. We've already jumped in, but I'm going to jump out because you're not going to see anything other than the teams jostling around. So instead, you get to see my garage, which is because there it is, lovely. Woo. So, Amaunet, we watched this fantastic game the other day when it was best of 9 with Endgame against the Joneses. But what are you expecting to see today? It's a bit more serious
Epic
this
gameplay. To be honest, in this case, I can't even say who I think will win because they both shown that they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like who wins the first match. And I'm not saying that my money will automatically be on them, but last time it kept being one wins then the other, then one, then the other. And at some point you run out of matches.
Well, that is true.
So there is that.
But the thing is, I mean, the Joneses came close the other day. They took it to a decider with Endgame. And then it looked like they made a couple of mistakes, as we saw on Yukon, which sort of gave Endgame a bit of an easier run-in for the win. But then we watched them again last night, admittedly it was best of 5, against Loka. Sorry, no. They played earlier against BPS, I believe. And they beat BPS to go through to today to meet Endgame. So, or did they beat Loka? I can't remember who they beat now. No, they beat Loka. They beat Loka to get through to today to face Endgame. So they are pretty hot, are the Joneses.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for another sort of exciting round like we saw the other day with the best of 9, where it's going to be really close, down to the wire, and who's going to get it. Ooh. And I'm expecting it to be a little bit like last night's Loka BPS, where it literally went right down to that wire on the deciding game on Winter Malinovka. That big brawl around the B cap where it was edge of your seat stuff. You can't ask
Those
for more
are
than that.
basically the matches I'm hoping for, like all day, every day, because it's just, I mean, I get that it's intense and not as much fun for the teams itself, but it's just so amazing to watch.
Totally. And the thing is, I mean, okay, the other day they both got through to yesterday when they faced each other Endgame and the Joneses, so they really didn't have much to sort of fight for, so to speak. A bit of positioning, but they were going to face either Loka or Endgame or BPS anyway, both tricky opponents. Today's a little bit more serious, because today gets you into the final. So
Yeah, exactly. So the pressure for this matchup isn't there yet. It just makes things easier if you win this one because you know you will be first or second regardless. But can you imagine the pressure that's going to be on later after this matchup when whoever doesn't win this has to go against BPS? Because that pressure will be immense.
It will be, but I mean, a lot of people say that sometimes it's better. It's okay. It's a tricky tactic, but sometimes some say it's better to go that route because you're facing a team that is not match fresh, so to speak. Because BPS have now got to sit on the sidelines effectively. They'll
but
probably
you can bet your bum that they will be watching these matches.
Oh, totally. And no doubt they'll probably be hitting training rooms and trying to get their fingers and everything working so they can kind of get match fit. But whoever faces BPS has already played a round despite losing, so they'll already be sort of more match fit. Like I said, it's a tricky tactic. It is a tricky tactic. It doesn't always work. But it'll be interesting to see. And we will kick off in just over half a minute. Ooh.
Yeah, and we see Joost and we see an AMX50B arriving at the scene as well.
We do.
Clippers are very heavily used this season.
They are, and there's a Shiu, Shai and Winch in there in the E5s here on Mayan Ruins. Looking over at the Joneses, I see Giseo has jumped into a T22 there. But again, Yo's, Crown Wagons and E5s. So no super heavies.
No, but I think when you have a map like this with the reach lines that you've got and everything, then a super heavy yeah, if you go towards the base A side, it can work, but the Clippers are much more reliable in that way. And especially with the speed boost, they can get around so much faster.
But I mean, we have seen on occasions in some of these tournaments where at this level where they've taken super heavies and gone for the A and the B cap, and they've always tried to drop even an IS-4 into that B cap. Always a risky move, but the reward can be pretty good. So no IS-4s this time, no super heavies. So it's going to be an interesting one, whichever way it goes.
Definitely, but I would expect a brawl around the BC area for this map.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think
with these lineups.
I'm just trying to think which tank, because normally, I mean, the IS-4 seems to be suited to get into that B cap and hold it, but there are no IS-4, so what are they going to do? I mean, they can't really shove an E5 in there, although Winch is doing his best to get there quickly, to be honest with you. And on the other side, we've got Mac Ghosty, who's not a Jones, but he's in the Joneses, leading the charge. And
the Jonesless Jones.
And as you can see here, it's more of what you would get in an encounter battle around the sea in the middle area, which is oddly surprising with this lineup.
See, this is exactly what I felt was going to happen, just a brawl. And the AMX-50B is there to make sure that no one can catch their E5 unawares.
Romeo
but they might just do that after all.
Well, Romeo and Keiko really getting caught out there. Keiko getting a lot of damage farmed out of him. But at the same time, so is Winch.
Basically, both teams are just bleeding each other, but neither team is really getting any advantage HP-wise. It's just dropping both sides.
Shiu Shai here is... No, he's got away with that, to be fair. I mean, Tomeo there getting a bit of a smacking from Orca in the 50B. Orca's now on his reload. But the majority of the action is around the middle area, and as you can see, Keiko is lost a shed load of hit points here. He's down to just over 700.
Tamio got tracked and is now being clipped. That's going to be the end of Tamio.
And it is. Giseo coming in to try and relieve the pressure. Deneo here is going to try and take out Shiu Shai, but Orca getting in the way. Keiko does go down.
Keiko has been taken out. Bobo has been gone.
Oh, this is now going to hurt.
Oof.
There he goes.
Tanks are dropping like flies, but there's a lot of low HP targets on pretty much the Joneses side as well, and I'm surprised that they're not yet being taken out. Joneses are playing this carefully enough to keep their low HP tanks out of the way.
They are, but they're going for Carolade here, Flankio, and Shaka Shai is going to be reloaded in that Yo, and he's a 3-clip. He's going to be able to put some pain into the Kranwagen here, Flankio.
And there goes the Nilo. It is 4 versus 3. It can still go every which way. That's the beauty of this game, actually, already.
Endgame do have the hit point advantage, and they have the base point advantage. It's what happens now with Romeo and Shaka Shai here. Oh, that was not part of the game plan.
This is so close, though.
Flankio.
They need to take out Carolade. They have to.
It's 2 against 2. Romeo and Flankio against Orca and Winch. Orca in the 50B is fully loaded. Winch is a one-shot, 113 HP, but so is Romeo in the Yo.
This is seriously though. Oh my god. Does Winch not see Romeo?
He does now.
I don't think he has.
He did.
He has not seen Romeo.
Now Orca has got it all to do, and he is effectively clippable by both of these tanks. He's a one-shot to Romeo, to be perfectly honest with you. And the Kranwagen there, Flankio.
Back.
Flankio can put a lot of pain in. Orca sees him late. Oh!
That missed though. What a game.
Oh!
Look at the HP left, Flankio.
One.
Holy...
Wowzers. Yeah.
What a game.
But the thing that did it there, I mean, Shaka Shai was pushing down onto Romeo, and Shaka Shai was a very healthy tank. And Romeo managed to get rid of him, leaving Romeo on next to no hit points. That was critical and crucial. And as you said, Winch was unable to spot Romeo in time.
And to be fair, that was the game changer. Had Winch seen the Yo, that would have been a very different game, very different ending. Not saying that they wouldn't have still have won, but he wouldn't have been caught unawares.
Completely. I mean, what a
beautiful.
But this is what we're saying. I mean, these games. I mean, that was as tight can be. I mean, again, it's going down to the wire. And as you said, I mean, Romeo Jones, was it Romeo or Flankio coming out of the battle with 1 hit point left, just 1.
Flankio. Yeah.
It was Flankio, yeah, in the Crown Wagon.
But it's beautiful to see, because the thing is that when you have teammates that are left with so little health, you can actually see how balanced these teams are versus each other.
Yeah.
Because you could see the HP disappearing. They were both taking away their low HP teammates to just survive for longer. And in the end, it wasn't enough for either of them. They just kept disappearing.
Indeed. And don't forget, guys, you're guessing this battle, by the way. Endgame.
Yeah, I've got stop guessing set to hit enter when we load into the game.
But you'll hear that in 5 minutes, and when you'll be wondering, scratching your head, going, "What are they talking about?" But interesting call. But
exactly.
this time, Endgame taking a double 50B.
And we see IS4s arriving on the other side. Both teams are changing it up a little.
And there's a super heavy with the mouse. There we go, Keiko jumping into the moose. And so is is it Keiko? Yeah, and Tomeo too. Double super heavies. 2 mouses, 2 Yos, 2 IS4s, and a 50B for the Joneses, who are 1-0 up already.
That's got to put some pressure. I mean, they both know that they're not going to lose. They're not out of the tournament yet if they do not win this. But still, it is just a comfortable feeling if you have.
Hollow Purple with a very ballsy move here. Getting away with it. Getting away with it massively. Shots were coming in, but he definitely avoided them.
And he's mainly now pinning the Joneses in their position, because he will spot anyone doing anything there.
Which is, and you can see the rest of them. I mean, we've got Endgame now capping C. They have got the early advantage. Winch has taken a little bit of a smack, but nothing to write home about. And now you can see...
Same as Gassio.
Same as Gassio, yeah. And now you can see here that Carolade, Shocker Shy, Winch is going to come out. But Hollow Purple is in a critical position here. Not only that...
This is actually really fun to see, because he's basically stopping them.
He is. And he's a hull down, super duper armoured frontally Kranwagen. And he's on that ramp, which is a great place to be. And they know that there's going to be a mouse, and they've seen it now, Keiko, over there at the A-cap. But Deneo and Flankio just can't push because they don't know where the other tanks are.
Exactly. And EG has the point advantage. They're about 80 points up, so they've got the luxury of just waiting.
Correct, and even Ghosty here is trying to stick his nose around the corner to try and get spots, but he's in a Yo and he's not the best tank to spot. But Orca does get spotted, so they know the 50B is over there. Deneo is pushed up a little bit, but he can't go around that corner, and I don't blame him, because there is a big tank waiting to smack him in the form of Shocker Shy there in the Yo. The thing is, Endgame can sit back.
Now we moving.
Yeah, but Endgame can sit back at the moment, knowing that it's Jones who've got to make the move.
Yeah. But they just need to be careful as well, though, because Hollow Purple, he is in a vital position. He's also in a tricky position, because he can't get out of where he is.
No, he can't. Oh, big shot!
Bit by bit.
Big shot going into Keiko there. But look at the way Winch has rotated all the way back around to his spawn to get into that beautiful spot, which is the TD spot, basically. I mean, he was in the middle area earlier in the game.
Now we have action from Joneses. They're going
No,
into
they are.
base B. They're going after Hollow Purple. It is the only move that makes sense for them. They're going to pay heavily for it.
They are. Look at Daneo here. Daneo losing half his hit points going down there. Hollow Purple's still alive, and nobody's focusing him now. He is, though.
He's still alive. He does still get a shot in. He's not going to survive for longer.
No, Flankio should finish him, and he does.
But look at the HP drop in
Yeah.
Joneses for just that move.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Shoko Shai was there, Orca was there. They were all waiting for them to make the move. And Tomeo now leading the charge in the mouse onto Shoko Shai, which is not a bad idea.
But is not being left alone. Yeah. Timeo also losing a lot of HP. We are at 800 points though, and in this case, the Joneses have 2 bases. This is going to be tricky. Shoko has to be careful. He's basically outgunned heavily there.
He is now, and losing Carolade there was not part of the game plan.
No.
And
there
now
goes
they've
Shoko.
lost Shoko as
They
well.
are stealing that base though.
The mouse is down, but it's 4 against 4, and the hit points do favour Endgame here. Shiu, Shai, and
and they still
Romeo.
take the hits.
Oof.
That was a vital kill as well.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're now going to stand in base C, because that's going to make all the difference. It will force a reaction from EG. They will have to push even if they don't want to.
But I think they're just waiting for Winch to load up, which he has. And Boboshai will load his fully... Yeah, and Flankio now could be in a bit of a problem area.
Yeah, but it's not going to be enough. He is an IS4. He drove backwards exactly. We're at 990 points. He's not going
Gotta
to...
kill him. He's not going to do it.
No, he's not dying in
No.
time. There we
Did
go.
not die in
The
time.
Joneses
So,
have it.
Wolf, 2-0 to the Joneses. Wowzers. And there we have it.
What a game. And we have a score. 16,297 is the score of EG. What amazing. What a game. Again, what a game.
Totally, it was a brilliant game. Brilliant game. I mean, you know, the Joneses were on fire the other day, and they're not disappointing today either. Don't forget, it is best of 7, so it's the first of 5 victories, guys. First of 5 victories. And Joneses at the moment, as we go into Yamato Harbour, are 2-0 to the greater good against Endgame.
And also just want to point out, YouTube is derping. I did copy all of the chat of the guesses. So that part is safe. But it means basically just... yeah, the chat is derping a little bit.
Yeah, it did.
Can you unpin the message, by the way?
Yes, I can. It basically, what it did to me, it disconnected me from the chat. I had to refresh.
Yeah. Same. That's what it's been doing for a few days now. And I think the YouTube servers are definitely having issues.
Yeah, they've been a bit sort of hit and miss recently, bless them. Like a lot of things. But, wow. So, the Joneses are up 2-0 at the moment. But we've seen Endgame come back from these positions many, many, many times before. But at the moment, I have to admit it, and I don't know how you feel about this, Anna, but the Joneses are just outplaying them.
Yeah. And it's beautiful to watch. And it's kind of like they're outbraining EG in this case. Like with that last thing, the fact that EG went after the IS-4 that was down, it made sense, but he had the most cover, so he was the hardest to reach as well. STB being brought out, that's an interesting choice. Love the tank, really do. But interesting choice for a tournament. We don't see it often.
No, we do not. But it's in the hands of a man who can really do some good in it. He's broken it the best of time, is Winch.
Also, with the ammo bars not really loading, basically that's just a graphic glitch. Usually, once he's fired his first shot, then it basically resets the graphics and it works as usual on stream. That is.
Winch going up high here, where
Winch
you normally
using that
get
fantastic spotting range.
Yep, and he's getting to see Flankio, Gaseo. He didn't see Dineo, but he did see Flankio and Gaseo there.
He did get spotted though.
Oh, did he? Oh no, he did. Winch did, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now he spotted
is,
Dineo.
Normally, the STB would not be a tank that I would love to play in this map. The thing is, it's an STB, so it does have the little bit of turret armor that you would need to spot fairly safely here. And he has a team behind him, so it's not like he's suddenly out or something just because he's an STB. His role isn't to shoot. His role is basically to hold and to spot.
Oh, Keiko getting farmed here. He isn't a mouse, so he can take it, but he has lost quite a bit of HP there, almost 1,000 to be fair.
Bits and pieces of HP disappearing here or there, but no real push happening on either side. Base A is now being taken by Hollow Purple, though.
Yes, Hollow Purple in a pink mouse.
That's the only camo you should wear on that, to be honest. Pink is best.
I mean, Keiko was there earlier, but he did get a bit of a pummeling, which is why he backed off. And, I mean, the mouse is a great tank, but it's not known for its sniping ability, and he was getting farmed by the likes of Shocker, Shy, and Carolade. He did trade a little bit with Hollow Purple, which is why Hollow Purple has lost a bit of HP. But over the other side of the map, we've now got the Joneses lining up on the C-cap. In fact, there are 4 of them. 3 Crown Wagons and an E5. They're desperately trying to take...
is keeping them from capping.
Yeah, Flankio is desperately trying to get that C-cap, but as you say, Boba Shy is there to make sure he doesn't. And again, I'm looking at endgame, just keeping those Yos at the back, out of harm's way, and unspotted. Orca and Shu Shy there.
Basically, the Yo is sort of like gotten a TD function. And it makes sense because they have huge damage potential and you want them in a position where they're not going to be focused until they've at least clipped everyone.
And as we saw earlier in the earlier matches, Endgame are running both a 2-clip and a 3-clip Yo in tandem here, which does take the opposition by surprise. Because then you don't really know who's got
confusing
2. Yeah.
Exactly.
The James
Wings
is
going back to the spotting position here.
Yeah,
it's a patient game again, but EG can be patient.
They can, and EG have stacked their tanks up in a position whereby no matter which way the Joneses go, they're going to run into some guns, basically. We've got Romeo now pushing towards the B-cap, hoping to get behind the rubble of rocks or whatever you want to call it. Oof.
Now they're trying to cap, but again, that's not going to be easy.
No, I mean, Shoko is just going to HE Romeo.
Base B might be theirs, though.
Well, Tomeo's now coming in. Oh, but Romeo is getting farmed here by Carolade and by Shoko. They're going to keep resetting that cap as much as they can, but the C cap has now gone. Bobo and Winch unable to reset it.
And at the same time, we've got a brawl going, mouse versus Kranwagen as well now.
We have...
Keiko is steadily being farmed.
Keiko is isolated out there, so it's hardly surprising, but he's doing his job. He's tying up 2 tanks.
Oh. And Carolade took a lot of damage for that.
And Carolade's now
one shot. And that missing might cost some Carolade. Oh,
bouncy, bouncy. Keiko's going to go down now, and there he goes. And back over to the B cap because there's a brawl at the B, and my mouse is going mad. Sorry about that. Oh. Romeo down.
Jones is losing a lot of tanks here.
Yeah, they have. They've lost Tomeo, they've lost Giseo, they've lost Romeo, and they've lost
the
Keiko.
base.
And they've lost the base.
And they're not going to get the points in time because look at the difference in points here.
Yeah, it's massive. They're going to push onto Orca, but Daneo is a one-shot. Orca's still on his big reload though, but Winch is there.
And there goes.
And it's all over.
And that's it.
Endgame, bring it back.
EG grabbing their first game here.
Endgame, bringing it back.
Again, amazing games. Very patiently played and then just brutally finished by EG here.
It was indeed. The way they stack their tanks into these positions, just asking for people to come and, well, go onto their guns basically. And this is what you generally find with Endgame. The way they position their tanks is it's actually brutal at the best of times. But we will see. 2-1. Still to the good of the Joneses. Endgame starting potentially a clawback. Maybe. We don't know yet.
Hopefully, like I'm all for tiebreakers, especially when the matches are like this. Because this is just, it's beautiful to see the build up. It's beautiful to see them work their positions and to force a reaction from the other. And it goes both ways with these two, and that just makes it lovely.
Totally agree. And I'm looking at the lineups. There's no change to Endgame. The STB one is still there. And I'm trying to see if there's a change. There is a change here. Tomeo now jumping into the mouse and Keiko into an E3. Of all tanks, the E3.
That's going to be interesting as well. Like, it's not TD meta just yet. Not sure if it's ever going to be. But the meta is definitely going to be changing come next update. So that's going to make things very different for August.
Absolutely, yes.
Autumn season, I should say.
But you're good to see where Keiko puts that E3, to be honest with you. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, frontally, it's absolutely rock solid, and it does pack a punch. But
yeah, exactly. But
yeah,
it does not have a turret, and it kind of depends on where you put it and what happens to the tanks around it. Because if they get behind you, you're screwed.
Well, there is that, absolutely. And, you know, we're going to see Hollow Purple is probably going to head towards the A-cap again in that mouse. That's where he is heading, in the pink mouse. Winch is going to the spotting place by the C-cap. This time he's not going up the ridge, he's just going straight into C. And why not? He knows there's no mobility on the other side.
So it might be a free cap for them, and that will give that lovely little advantage when it comes to points early on.
And you can see that Joneses
now they just need to defend base C.
Well, they were, and you can see the Joneses were just throwing shots in there, blindly trying to get hold of the STB. Winch spotting up a majority of the Joneses. He's now seen the E5s and the Clan Wagon. You can see here, Keiko is sat with Romeo, who's in a yo, at the back of the map.
This is really beautiful because Bobbleshy is again in a position where he can decap it.
And again...
And it's just... It's a very cheeky game already.
And again, they're keeping those yos at the back. Orca and Shu Shai kept at the back again. So it's almost a mirror of what we saw...
I also want to point out that they're not in the regular camping spots. They are in the same area.
Yeah.
But they're in a spot where they can't be blind shot the same way that TDs in random games do.
Correct. But it's almost like a mirror of what they did in the last game. And now Ghosty is trying to steal the cap, but it gets reset.
And it gets resetted again and again.
Oh my god, they've got the B cap. And they're going to get the... Oh no, Shoku
No,
Shai. Oh, almost.
At the last time.
And Hollow Purple is trying... They're trying to get all three bases endgame here, which I've never seen them do before, to be honest.
To be fair, what Shoko is doing here is mainly trolling. I don't think they actually expected to get the B cap here. They were basically drawing Gassio out.
Well, they got the cap and drew them out at the same time. I mean, I think they're trying to find Keiko. I think that's the thing. Because they don't know where Keiko is in that E3.
Yeah, so they are very careful. But with 3 bases, this advantage is going to go up very quickly. And Joneses will have to move fast.
Well, Gaseo is
And
going
now
to
they're doing
try,
it again. They're trying to go for C, and Ghosty is losing a lot of HP for that.
and Gaseo is jumping into the B cap. Flankio, Daneo, and Ghosty
Ooh.
trying to give some support at C, but it's
Wall of
not happening.
Purple got absolutely smacked there, and he's gone.
He has gone. That's where Keiko can do his damage with that E3. They didn't expect the E3 to come all the way around there. Caroline
No,
now.
but those were some really large chunk of health just disappearing.
They now know where the E3 is, but Caroline is hightailing it out of there. Don't blame him. Gaseo is down to a
Now
one
we've
shot.
got fronts
Flankio
everywhere.
is down.
Wings taking out Flankio.
Caroline coming round. Down goes Gaseo, but at the expense of Shoko as well. Now comes the E3.
This is an interesting... Oof, that fire might have made all the difference here.
Yep. Now the E3. Oh, 999 into the side of Caroline there.
Great shot. And this could still go every which way, and that's just awesome.
Caroline's down. It's 3 against 3. And the bases are now being taken by the Joneses. Apart from the C cap. Oh, that was a big roll.
From Keiko.
Absolutely.
That was a big roll as well, but that's going to be the end of Keiko there.
It is indeed. It's Romeo in the Yo, who's on his 2 clip, against Shiu Shai in a Yo, who's also on a 2 clip. Sorry, he's on a 3 clip. It's
But
Orca.
there you go, and now it's just Tamio, and it's again for EG.
Oh!
This was a great push by the Joneses, only EG was just a bit too prepared,
Yes.
and there was just too much pressure.
But, I mean, let's have a look how much damage Keiko did there. I mean, he did a lot of damage. He was getting some fantastic shots in.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, absolutely.
doff my hat to you, previous man called Edgar.
Yeah.
Keiko, I doff my hat to you, my friend, because we were skeptical about the E3 on that map, and boy, did you make it work. Oof. But unfortunately, wasn't to be. Endgame able to put a lot of pressure on with the bases, and yeah.
It forced a reaction, I think, before the Joneses were ready to actually give that reaction. And that might have just made it that tiny little bit chaotic. Because it was close. And also the fire on Danilo. That made all the difference as well. Because this is something that I noticed. Boboshai and Winch were versus Danilo and I'm very bad with my memory, another tank, a Kranwagen. And they weren't really focus fighting. At some point they switched targets from the E5 to the Kranwagen. And that is when Boboshai died. And that is when Winch set Danilo on fire. And that killed him off. And it's those little things, otherwise they would have both been able to probably take out Winch together.
Yes.
And then turn their turrets towards the Yo that was arriving to help Winch.
Wowzers. I'd just like to say hello, all 116 of you. How are you doing?
Nice.
So, we now go on to Port Bay. Oh, is it going to be the Sea Cap? But I'm looking at the lineups, and there's only Gaseo. Gaseo is in a fast medium, but there's nobody on endgame with a fast tank. Okay, you could argue
But
the
this
E5.
is the thing, Gaseo is not in a fast medium.
This is true. He's in a medium, but not a fast one.
But with a lineup like this, I mean, you can send E5s and Kranwagens across the river, but it is a risk because the tanks are both taller and slower overall to get there. So this is going to be interesting to see where they go. But generally, I would expect a B area brawl somewhere.
Well, I'm just looking with the IS-4s and the Mouse on endgame, and the Mouse and IS-4 on the other side. I mean, that would say, yeah, flat ground, whereas the Yos in the E5s are not really flat ground tanks with their whole dam capacities. But it's going to be an interesting one. I don't think it's going to be a full-on C cap, as you said.
Well, they are definitely going to be overlooking that. We see that with Gassio and Keiko going there, basically going to use that spotting range from Gassio, maybe push him up the ramp here. I think that is the intention. Look at this, we have a push.
There you go. Go on, go on.
And
Oh!
it's not working!
And
Oh my God.
that, they've wasted precious time there. Winch is
Yeah,
able
and
to get
position.
over, and the rest of Endgame are now pushing through towards C, and they may be able to catch Keiko off guard here. He has been spotted.
This was not as intended, definitely not. I think he was just a bit off to the point where he needed to be, because if you look at the point where they
Yeah.
were pushing, it was right next to the bit more natural ramp that was there. So I think it's just a slight error in driving position here.
Indeed. Deneo is going to cap the ace cap, however, but Endgame have got the early advantage. Bobo Shy is just overlooking the B cap, and he gets a bit of a
He's getting
farm.
farmed a little.
Yep. You see there, Romeo Jones is sat at the back in that yo again, using it more like a TD heavy, which you can do with that tank, as Amaunet said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what
And
the ice
now the position
force-
that they wanted the STB in is being usurped by Carolade.
Yes, it is. Hollow Purple is looking to rotate out of that position towards his spawn. Shocker Shy is just going to stay there, and Winch is now pushed up with them. So 3 heavy tanks on this side. Keiko getting a bit of a smacking here.
But so does Bobushai. Bobushai is not in the best of positions. Look at where the Joneses are pushing, and they're now being spotted as they push there. Oof. Now
Oh.
EG is responding with the Joneses pushing one direction. They're going after Keiko.
But the thing, yeah, they are. But the thing is, they have got crossfires here with Orca, Hollow Purple, and Shiyu Shy able to put shots in. They will lose Bobo Shy, but he's a mouse. He's meant to be lost because he's taking.
Yeah.
He's basically there to absorb and take guns out of the game, which he's done in spades.
Look at what Timeo is doing. He's blocking Winch. Winch is stuck. He cannot get out of there.
Yep, Winch is out. That's it. He's down. He can't do anything now.
This is what you have a mouse for. This is why you have it. He can still do some damage, but he's basically out. He can't be used effectively anymore.
Ooh, that wasn't part of the game plan either, but Romeo goes down. Shoko goes down. Winch is just free farming. Flankio will be next on the list.
They're still. I don't get why they're still shooting Winch as a target, because that doesn't make sense. Because he can't do anything where he is.
No, exactly. He's free damage. I don't understand why they're doing it. Because they've just lost a tank there in the guise of Flankio, and Ghost has got to be careful here, and he wasn't careful enough. Orca can
2
now.
versus 3.
Well, it's now 1 versus 3, but the third one is again. Deneo, don't fire at Winch. To no point.
He sets him on fire though. But I think that is the one vital mistake that the Joneses made this match. Winch was stuck there. They could go around him and Winch wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Well, Winch,
But
yeah.
they took the time to keep shooting him.
Well,
And that's, yeah.
I mean, Winch is, fully stuck. There's no way he's getting out of that position.
It was an absolutely brilliant move by Timeo, and I'm sad that his team didn't capitalize on that.
Because you're right, they could have. He wasn't going anywhere. Okay, he could have got shots in, but they could have easily avoided him. And they could have, with an E5 out of the game like that. And if you look here, I mean, look how much damage Winch did. I mean, if they would have just left him alone, they could have probably changed it. But that's the way the game
There were multiple
works.
tanks still taking shots at him, and just yeah, I don't get. I think that might have been miscommunication,
Possibly, yes.
or just not noticing, someone not noticing how stuck he was. But yeah, now the pressure is on the Joneses because EG is up for match point now. And again, that doesn't mean that whoever loses is out of the tournament because there's still the lower bracket to go through.
Correct.
But still.
So, I mean, this is one heck of a comeback from Endgame. If they turn this around, it is one hell of a comeback. They were 2-0 down, remember?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But we've seen an EG do, well, we've seen multiple clans do that before.
Yes, this is true.
And it's always been brilliant.
But, yeah, I mean, the pressure's now on the Joneses here. They'd like to bring this one back. Don't forget, if Endgame do win this, as Amaunet said, they're at match point, they go through to the grand final tomorrow and the Joneses drop down to face BPS. Now, BPS is by no means an easy opponent. Not in the slightest.
No.
They won't be warmed up, we get that. Joneses will be. But it'll be disappointing for the Joneses.
They will have been watching this. Yeah.
Exactly. And the Joneses will feel disappointed because they did have that 2-0 advantage on Endgame.
Yeah.
And to be fair, and don't take this the wrong way, Endgame, they outplayed Endgame on Mayan Ruins.
Yeah, they did. But I think that's also like map preferences. There are always maps where a team is stronger or weaker. And maybe Mayan Ruins is EG's Achilles heel that way.
Possibly. I mean, they played a much better game on Yamato Harbour. I'm not going to lie. This time we've got Winch in an E100. Wowzers.
Equally dangerous. Winch is basically dangerous whatever he drives. The dude has been around forever. He's a tournament player since forever. And he's always been OP.
Now the Joneses with a bit more mobility, and Gaseo this time does get pushed up nicely. And they are
but
going...
now there's no one there.
No, and they're going full on...
But...
Yeah, they go full on C-cap. But as you said, with the exception of Orca, there's nobody there. But they will get the early advantage.
And he does take damage.
But he did dish a bit out as well. No, he didn't. He reset the cap, but it didn't matter because they then got 3 tanks into it. But they will...
Now we have A and B being taken.
About to say they will get 2 caps, though, for the price of 1 here. So they may have lost the C cap, and they may be back... They may be down on points, but Endgame are going to take 2 caps here. Keiko not able to
now
reset.
There you go, with Bobbleshy safely retreating.
And now they'll easily overtake on the base points. And they'll need to wait. And again, these Yos are just sitting at the back, waiting for the Joneses to make their move so they can react.
Almost all of the Joneses are in one side of the map, though. And that could be dangerous as well. We have base C being basically neglected by EG here. They're preparing for a push on that side, though. They're digging in.
Keiko's making a move towards the A cap.
Parallel taking a blind shot into where Keiko definitely wasn't. There you go, nice reset. That was very needed.
And again.
And Keiko is basically just there. He's making them waste their shots.
He is. Well, the E5s push over this side.
Exactly. And they didn't lose as much HP crossing over there as they should have.
No,
so
they did not.
Did not go as intended. And they're focusing Winch. They want to focus Winch here.
They do, but Ghosty is being pummeled. He is being farmed massively. And Ghosty should go down here. No, he doesn't. He's left on. Oh, he does in the end.
He does.
But so
but
does
there goes
Winch.
Winch as well. That
oh,
was
ammo rack.
Oh my god.
Romeo goes down to an ammo rack. E5 strikes again.
All 3 bases though.
They have.
Tamio is being eaten alive.
Yeah, Tamayo's going to go down.
But that ammo rack.
Oh, Tamayo
my
goes
god.
down. Flankio goes down. And the ammo rack, again, it's an E5. E5s like ammo racks. I must admit. Hollow Purple is a one-shot. Down he goes. But, I mean, they have got the bases. They have got the points. They don't have the guns. Oh, it's another ammo rack
as well.
Dineo down to an
What
ammo
is
rack.
with this RNG?
Oh,
Dude.
2 ammo racks. Both E5s, and Keiko is the last man standing.
To be honest, I do know that pro players A know where the Amorex are and B know how to aim for them. But still, it happening twice in one battle at this level of gameplay, at this stage, I do feel for them because this was really going in the Joneses' advantage, and
Yes, it
this
was.
is how you get kicked out
Yeah,
of this matchup. That is not out of the tournament yet, but yeah.
you're right. It was in the Joneses' favour, and both Romeo going down to an ammo rack and Dineo. In Dineo was the top scorer. It was the damage machine in that game for the Joneses. He went down to an ammo rack, and he was pretty healthy, but not as healthy as
same
Romeo.
with Romeo. He had like 1900 HP
Yeah,
left when he
certainly.
got ammo-racked. I mean, it is RNG, but that's just, yeah, I feel for them. No one deserves that.
No. So
That being said, though, this was an amazing comeback from EG.
totally. And that being said, congratulations to Endgame. You are into tomorrow's grand final already.
Yes.
You can now relax on your Friday evening.
You can bet your ass that they won't be, though.
Totally.
They will be watching probably as well.
Whereas the Joneses, got a feel for them, double ammo racks there in the last game. Ooh, that's never a nice thing.
Yeah.
They will now go out and face BPS in, once I find out the timings, because I've forgotten.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, normally you have battles at the same times and everything. And in this case, because the amount of best of keeps changing, I always lose track.
Well, they're going out in exactly 30 minutes. So we got 30 minutes, guys, before they go out. But let's have a drop.
So that gives me 30 minutes to see who's going to win some battle passes.
So looking down, seven Urks have turned over Sparta. So Sparta will be playing RNG in the middle echelon to see who books their spot into tomorrow's grand final. 7 Urks already there, by the way. So they beat Sparta. Well, I'm going to play a couple of replays, then we'll come back. But Amaunet, wow, what can I say? Wow, what a game! I mean, double ammo rack at the end there. You've got to, like you said, you've got to feel sorry for the Joneses. But it's the E5, and everybody knows that the E5 is a sort of ammo rack magnet to an extent.
That's the weird thing, though. I mean, the E5 has been my most played tank since like forever. I mean, I don't touch it as much now because of the cupola being removed and all. But I've rarely ever gotten ammo racked in it. It's the same with the IS-7. The IS-7, I know how to ammo rack it, and I have ammo racked that more than any other tank. It's a drivable ammo rack, but at the same time, ammo racks rarely happen. And to have it happen twice in a game like this, the Joneses had it until those ammo racks. I mean, I'm happy for EG, don't get me wrong. They've played fantastically and it was amazing, and they probably knew where they were aiming at and everything, but it's still happening. That's still rare.
I mean, this is the thing, though. You know, again, don't get me wrong. I like Endgame. I do. But I'm a big fan of the dominating big boys getting turned over by so-called underdogs. Now, don't get me wrong, the Joneses are not by any stretch of the imagination the underdogs. I mean, when you look at their lineup and you look at the amount of Clan Wars experience and skill that those guys have got, they are by no stretch of the imagination underdogs. But for all intensive purposes, they are a new clan. Because they've only just been formed. And as a new clan, they must be termed as the underdog. And boy, have they've given Endgame a tough time over the last couple of days. And they really have given them a hard time.
And to be honest, I absolutely love that. It's been absolutely epic, just the whole matches that we've seen these last few days. Like, I'll take this any day.
Just looking at the chat, everybody's saying E5 moment. Yeah, absolutely. Ammo rack after ammo rack.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't buy an ammo rack. Don't buy an E5.
No, but I really do feel for them because it's just, it's sad when you lose this way, especially when you were ahead that game, and
Well-
they definitely were.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, they outplayed Endgame on Mayan Marines, and you're right. I mean, clans do have Achilles heel maps that they're not particularly great at. But the Joneses were up against Endgame there. Admittedly, they were outplayed themselves by Endgame on Yamato Harbour, and
Yeah.
they were. The second game, the first game on Port Bay, sorry, the Joneses made a mistake by wasting time and shots into Winch, which cost
Yeah,
them.
and that push that didn't work out.
But the push up the hill that didn't work out. But you're right. In that second game, it was in their hands. They had that game, and those two ammo racks on very, very healthy E5s are game changers. That's not taking anything away from Endgame, because it would have just gone to a decider. And the last time we saw Endgame and Joneses in a decider, Endgame absolutely pummeled them. But that's not the point. The point is that the Joneses had the advantage, they had the upper hand, and Ammo Rack, RNGesus, whatever you want to say, came and spoilt their party, so to speak. But they're not out. They're not out.
No, they can still do it.
However, BPS are a tricky opponent. We saw BPS absolutely turn over Loka last night. And Loka are not a shabby clan by any way of stretch of the imagination. So BPS are not going to be a walkover. Joneses, however, are playing well. Don't get me wrong. They're hot. They're on fire. They're going to be a little bit miffed by losing that game just with 2 ammo racks. Don't get me wrong. Although you did see Giseo saying laugh his ass off. But that's just because Giseo's a good chap and he's not toxic.
At this level, as much as it sucks, because it doesn't actually throw them out of the tournament just yet.
Correct.
I don't think they're
No.
they're that mad about it, so to speak.
But it's not going to be. I mean, for the Joneses to get into the final tomorrow, it's if they can play the way they've been playing, they will hurt BPS. But BPS are not a walkover opponent, and this is the thing, guys. It's not like they're going to be an easy game. They're not. And when you look at BPS's lineup with the guys they've got in that team, then you start to see that they've also got a shed load of skill and experience, and they bring a lot to this table. So it's not going to be as easy as the Joneses think. We're by no means finished with any of the action, basically.
Yeah.
Just going to get more intense.
In the meantime, I'm still looking at all the data. Because we had a lot of guesses this time around.
Well, we had
and a lot of them are close.
We had 135 people at one stage, so yeah, it's going to be a lot of guesses.
Definitely has helped. Okay, let's have a look. And we had them do 16,297 EG and damage 16,297. We had one that was only 47 points away from it.
Wow. God, you guys are getting good at predicting these damage counts, how are you?
I do love it, to be honest. Then we have 3 people that made the same guess, but I think they all win. Let me just check my trusty calculator.
I don't know. I lost my hit points. Some of the
they
replays.
do.
Oh, sorry. Some of the replays, because they're not my replays. Some of the replays don't show the certain things like the HP on the tanks, etc., etc. Don't know why. It's not every replay. It's only every now and then.
Replays are definitely bugged though.
Yes, they are.
So this has actually been the easiest way, the easiest to determine the winner for me, because all the guesses are so close.
Wow, awesome.
Basically, the one that was furthest away from the 5 has a difference of 303 points from the actual score.
Oof,
That is how close these have been.
that is close.
So, the winners are Michi Fas from EU, our very own Yusifinoso, Sniffity, Wellho _ 2014, and Xborg Legends from the Asia server.
Oh, very nice indeed.
So, as said, the battle passes will find your way automatically through Wargaming. Definitely just be patient, because they will come either August 2nd or 3rd. If you do not get it by August 3rd, then basically drop us a note and we will hunt down Wargaming for you.
Totally. And congratulations to the first batch, because we've got another 5 to give away in the next matchup between the Joneses and BPS.
Let's see, in the meantime I'm getting tagged places. But yeah, the matches so far, this has been, and I don't say this lightly, the most fun season I've seen in years. Like, I mean the top 4, because that's basically the matches that I've saw the most of, but also the matchup that we saw just before the top 4 when people were getting knocked out and everything. But the matches have just been so interesting, so close, so tense, so everything. As a streamer, these are exactly the kind of games that I want. I like that it's so close. I like that it's so intense. That it's not a walk in the park for anyone. It's not easy for anyone. And at the same time, everyone here has a chance. There's no team that is like weaker than the others. Even Loka, they did get knocked out in the end, but they could have just easily taken it home. Could have gone every which way, and I absolutely love it.
I totally agree with you. I mean, the every single game we've seen has been brilliant. And I mean, even from day one, when a lot of people have turned around and say, "Oh yeah, but Kraken S really, got turned over by Endgame." Yes and no, they were still close games, even though Endgame won sort of, what was it, 5-1 or whatever it was. It still wasn't a pushover. There still weren't 7-0s and stuff like that. They were still close games, and they weren't quick games. And then we saw after that the Joneses against BPS, and that literally went to a decider, and that just it was down to the wire. And we saw the same yesterday. I mean, every single clan is put their heart and soul into this. And
but this is the first time, I must say, that I've seen it be this close.
Oh, totally.
Like,
totally.
It's been close before, but never like this.
Well, this is the thing, and you're right. I mean, in previous seasons you could turn around and say, "Oh, wow, the trick is beating Endgame." So far this season, it's like, I have no idea who's going to win this, because they're all playing so fantastically well. It could be any of them. Any of them. Even yesterday with BPS even yesterday with BPS and Loka, it could have gone either way. I mean, in that last game on Winter Malinovka, you and I were saying, "Oh, the advantage is with Loka. No, it's with BPS. No, it's with literally that quickly. It's with BPS. No, it's with Loka. No, it's with BPS. No, it's with Loka. Oh my God, BPS have got it." I mean, this is how close the games have been. This has just been a fantastic end to this season. And the summer season is always getting a bad rap. It's where Wargaming tests certain things, and not every clan is putting their name forward, etc., etc. But you know what? All that pales into insignificance when you're seeing gameplay like this in the championship. the pro part of the season. It's been brilliant.
Absolutely.
And it ain't over. That's the thing. We've still got the Joneses in BPS, and then of course we've got the grand final tomorrow. But apart from Endgame, we have no idea who is going to be facing Endgame tomorrow. And this is the thing, I'd hate to turn around and say it's going to be the Joneses. They've got the advantage. Because it could be BPS. It's that close. That's the problem.
Exactly. It's just, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oof. So I'll just play this replay, which is... I put this one on because it's a bit longer. And it's Mad Games, which allows people to be distracted for a while. Plus it's a Death Star in Mad Games. And he's already done 6,000 odd damage. And then we'll see what maps that the guys are going to go out on in the next round. Again, it's best of 7. So it's the first of 4 victories. Like we've just had. It's no different. And at this rate, bless him, he's going to run out of ammunition before he runs out of anything else. He's got a tier 9 Yo to deal with.
So, whose damage should they get this matchup? Jones or BPS?
I think we should go for BPS. Let's go for BPS. Mainly because we haven't seen. Maybe because we haven't seen BPS yet. They're coming into this fresh.
Yeah. I'm just typing the message and then I'll put it in the chat and you can pin it again.
I just want to say I'm just having a look at the messages in YouTube and Turth, I appreciate that you like winning, but you can't have 5 battle passes, mate, on one account. It's just not possible. You can only have 1 battle pass.
No. He's not won it on a single account. He's won it for friends and everything.
Oh, thank God for that.
So it's fine.
Thank God for that. I was just wondering.
No. He's just like I have been saying, if you have won it, you can enter for your friends.
Oh, totally.
But it's just basically you can only enter once per giveaway. That's all.
Mm-hmm. So, let's have a look at the maps. We are going out on Vineyards first, which means you'll be guessing on Vineyards second.
Okay, I'm going to post it in the chat now. Dot. Example.
And then, after that, we will have Middleburg, Canyon, and then the decider will be Halas. The small map.
Oh god.
The little dinky
that
map.
Really, I mean, it needs to not be there.
Absolutely. But Canyon has come back into the rotation, as you see there, along with Himmelsdorf. So we saw Himmelsdorf yesterday. Canyon is in the rotation today. It's a long time since I've seen a tier 10 Pro Tour on Canyon. Interesting map Canyon for that. Oh, we got a wild Meadsy turned up.
Yeah, he's been there a while actually.
Oh, has he? Sorry. It's clearly Meadsy is irrelevant to me. Hello, sorry Meadsy. Oof. How's it going? We've got 10 minutes, which means we've got 5 minutes. So I don't think I've got enough time to play another replay, I'm afraid, guys. Because we'll be in the room soon. Unless I've got a small replay. It may have a small replay. Let's have a look. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darren is going to guess that BPS does exactly 1 shot of damage. GG.
1 shot. Let's have a look at.
You absolute nub.
Totally. 1. 8. Okay.
But yeah, I like that the damage guesses are getting closer and closer. People are getting more used to these styles of games. And to be fair, with the games having been this close, it also means that there's not like a landslide victory damage-wise on either side.
This is true. This is very true. So we'll play this Annihilator game because it doesn't last long, apparently. It will be enough to lead us into the next round.
Yeah, you've got about like 6 minutes left before we have an invite.
Yeah.
5 or 6 minutes thereabouts.
Roughly, yeah. And this is Sarah again, being OP. Sarah's very OP when she wants to be. She's dangerous, I'm telling you.
Oh, a wild Mutsu appeared in the chat.
Oh, there is a wild
If you'd like a
Mutsu.
good mod on your stream every now and again, then definitely give him one. Mutsu is basically one of my main mods. He does a lot for me.
No, I know. Yes. We've got a wild ones helper as well.
Yeah.
As I said at the beginning of the stream, guys, don't forget that the middle echelon is being streamed. That is being streamed by Every Good Name is Taken and Wild Ones Helper, so...
Mm-hmm.
It's the middle echelon, it's not the Challengers Tour. It's called the middle echelon, because we changed the thing for summer. Normally it would be seen as the Challengers. And of course we also have a lower echelon.
I actually like that more stages are being streamed.
I actually like it that all stages are going to this final stage. Like, you know, it's very rare that we have a lower echelon sort of roundup like this as well, which is quite good. I like that.
Didn't Suga already win? Hang on.
Well, Sugar Magoo, yes, he did. Sugar Magoo has already won.
Yeah, he did.
The first stream, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to tell that to Mutsu because he's being nice and entering for Sugu. Now it's going Nani?
Yeah, the very first stream, very first game actually.
Mm-hmm.
End game against Kraken.
Yep.
Yes, Sugar Magoo won that one.
I like this. Mutsu actually asking who to enter for, and I'm offering him the name of a friend of mine who's going through a really tough time right now.
Bob Dickinson. So. Yeah, Bob did a great video recently.
Yeah.
With Knight Rider. Very funny.
Yeah. And he's having a pretty tough time right now, so I would actually be really chuffed if he won one.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. I like Bob with his Hollywood voiceover voice.
Yes, he does have the voice for that though. Like
Yes,
honestly.
He does. Yeah, he does. He has a Hollywood voiceover voice. So we should be getting the invite through in about a couple of minutes. So unfortunately, guys, no more replays now.
And then we get to know who is going to be in the grand finals tomorrow as well.
Yeah, just on that, as Amaunet and I told you earlier, the grand final, and it's also, you'll see, if you go into the garage, go down to tournaments, go down to current, click onto the Summer Season Championship, this is the upper echelon, click onto streams, you'll see that the Summer Season Championship grand final is already listed in there. That is being streamed, however, by Wargaming, okay? You will have familiar faces and familiar voices on the stream, don't get me wrong, but it's being streamed by Wargaming, guys. And again, I do believe there will be giveaways. So don't be shy in coming forwards on that one, guys. But yes, it won't be streamed by anybody else other than Wargaming. So just remember that.
Yeah.
But don't do yourself out of trying to win stuff, because they'll have a lot of stuff to give away. I think a lot of battle passes probably. I mean, the last time they gave away about 60, I believe. So they have a fair few more than we do.
They do, and I do like that they're giving away more and more stuff now, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And this battle pass, it just looks amazing. Everything you can get there. So just yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
I've been over this before, like every stream.
yeah, totally. But as you said, I mean, there's a chance that you can get a crate for a very, very, very interesting tank, but it's going to have a very, very interesting drop rate.
Yeah. Yeah, oh god. Can't say that yet, but yeah.
So the room is up. We've got just over 4.5 minutes to go, guys. So before we go into the lower bracket final today to find out who will be joining Endgame, we've already seen BPS play Loka yesterday. Are they going to bring that same mentality with them into this game against the Joneses, who we saw earlier giving Endgame a hard time, but having ammo rack issues?
Oh god, yeah. This basically, I hope to not see stuff like that again.
Totally, totally. But with the map selection, I mean, we've got Vineyards first. So Vineyards is always an interesting map. Nice big map. You know, plenty of room to maneuver around Vineyards. It'll be interesting to see their meta selection. I'm expecting a lot of haul down tanks. Maybe a super heavy popping down towards that sea cap.
Look at
You just never know.
though.
I'm not in yet. I don't go in until the 3-minute mark, just in case. Okay. Just in case.
Oh no, he's changing it now, so never mind. But he had a 268. That would have been very interesting.
Potato, yes. I first, because he was in what I termed a German clan, because Gneiss I thought was predominantly German back in those days, and Wild Ones Halper, Wild Ones Halper was in Gneiss back in those days. I actually called him Wildenschlapper, thinking it was some strange German name. So don't worry about it, Potato. We all make mistakes.
It's not you.
So, as I said earlier, BPS are by no means an easy pushover, not with the likes of Object 3, General, Playmaker, Radikos, Whoopsie, Zert, and F. Punjabi. A lot of experience, a lot of skill.
The name variation is quite funny that we've seen with F Punjaj being a variation of Punjaj.
Yes.
And we all know the epic season that we had on the Asia server with Midix, Medics, Modox, Mudox, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. But Vineyards is the map. BPS are going to be on the south spawn, and Jones is on the north spawn, so it'll be interesting to see. And already we've got F Punjaj there in a bat chat. That's an interesting tank, especially for this map.
You need basically running around and spotting is all the more important on this map as well, especially if you have campers at the back, and with those two AMXs that might well be the case.
And then on top of that you've got Object 3 in an E3. So second showing today for an E3. And then a brace of haul down tanks. Yos and Kranwagens, Clippers galore. So I'm expecting BPS.
I do like it though, but at the same time.
No, go on.
Yeah.
No, go on.
I'm really wondering how the new meta is going to change this, because right now this is Clipper meta and it's Clipper heaven, and it's all about getting those shots in the focus fire and RNG as well. But basically, with the meta changing, I wonder how competitive the Clippers will still be.
Well,
that's going to be highly interesting.
It's strange you could say that, because clearly Object 3 didn't get the memo for BPS because he's not in a Clipper and everybody else is. And equally, Deneo didn't get the memo for the Joneses because everybody else is in a Clipper except him. So
now we see Whoopsie also in a bat chat.
We do. So double bat chat, double Yo, double Cran, and an E3 for BPS. Looking at the Joneses, well, we've got double 50B, double Yo, double Cran, and an E5. So mobility is definitely on the side of BPS with those two bat chats. But all those tanks are pretty solid haul down.
Don't forget the speed boost though.
There is the speed boost, yes, that is true. And the double 50Bs there, in tandem with all the other clippers, that's pretty dangerous. A lot of DPM out there for these guys. A lot of DPM. However...
So let's see, the first match.
Indeed. And yeah, we're just hovering over Whoopsie here in his back chat as we count down. Wearing his delightful camo. It's a beautiful camo if you can get your hands on it, guys.
I'm still loading in. Oh my god. Let's see. Come on then, game.
And already Whoopsie and F-Punjaj heading towards that B-cap area. F-Punjaj definitely jumping into the B-cap. He's going to get the early, whereas Whoopsie is going to go straight over the river, straight into the corner and try and get those early spots. And he may take the ability to spot Gaseo and Keiko in the 50Bs who are just holding back. Whoopsie not staying where he is.
Not sure what kind of driving that was though.
No, I was about to say, Whoopsie not staying there and going into the old ruins and then basically banging into every single building as he does so. Deneo is taking the
those
A-cap.
AMX 50Bs, they were looking straight at him.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't see him.
No.
And he got lucky with that, because if he gets spotted now, he is going to be in a world of hurt.
Well, it's funny because I'm just hovering over Gaseo and his gun is not even pointing anywhere near the direction of those back chats. So they've managed to get there completely unspotted. BPS do have the cap advantage, but the way the Joneses...
just fired a blind shot though into where F-Punjaj was.
Yes.
And he did it again just now.
Well, Radikos has been spotted, but so is Flankio and so is Deneo on the other side. Deneo getting a bit of a smacking there. Now Whoopsie is spotted. He's still bashing into buildings, bless him.
And now those AMXs will be looking in this direction. That's the thing though.
They are, they're looking...
I'm watching the bat chats because this is going to be really interesting.
Well, Keiko has been spotted, so they do know the bat chats are here. Both of them have now been spotted. Oh, what a... That
They're
was
so lucky. And now they're just like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Tomeo does manage to get a shot into Whoopsie, as there's a bit of action going down around the middle area here, as they're pushing onto the B-cap in the Yos and the Crown Wagons. Radikos desperately trying to get out there, but he's got some support from Zerd, but Tomeo just jump into the B-cap.
And now we have Object 3 arriving, not panning that shot though.
No.
He can still go every which way here.
Can.
Keiko is actually the first one gone. The bat chats are both still alive. F-Punjaj not too healthy, but Whoopsie still has plenty of HP left.
Romeo there trying to put some pressure onto General, but General coming off the better. Tomeo there, all getting farmed. Tomeo's down to a one shot. You've got to get out of there. He doesn't. Great move by Playmaker. Although he did get punished for it.
This does not work as intended.
No.
For the Joneses, and I think it's mainly because they thought they could take out the Batchets more easily than they could, and the Batchets just ran around.
Yeah, and Gaseo there toying with Whoopsie, or Whoopsie toying with Gaseo, whichever way you want to call it. Oh, that's a big miss, and it's dangerously a big miss. And Romeo is the last man standing for about one shot. There we go.
Not sure what happened there. Third shot missed.
Yeah.
But what a game. Like, honestly, what a game. It felt really fast. It's 3.5 minutes. But still. But I think the mistake here was thinking that they could take out the Batchets that fast. But the Batchets knew that as soon as they were spotted, they needed to not be in that position anymore.
But this is one of the reasons why I get envious with Whoopsie, because he is a dangerous player at the best of times, and
yeah.
I mean, he's done. I mean, he was bashing into buildings and everything, and he still did over 3k damage in that back chat and survived the game. And he spotted a lot of things up. I mean, fantastic stuff indeed. So, BPS taking the early lead here on Vineyards against the Joneses.
In the meantime, Mutsu is afraid that we might have missed the queue. No, it's the start of the second game that we ended.
Yes. Which is in just under a minute, so plenty of time, Mutsu, don't worry.
Exactly.
So, we now have
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
as far as I'm concerned, someone just said the Kron, isn't the Kron a clipper? Yeah, it does count as a clipper for me.
It does, yes. It does. Now, look at Whoopsie jumping into the Sheridan. Wowzers. But General maybe in a back chat, and he is. Even more mobility for BPS this time. Wowzers. Double back chat and a Sheridan. But this time, no Object 3 in a E3. Joneses, well, they've got Kaseo now in a Vickers. They brought some mobility in, which they sorely lacked in the last game, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. I'm really curious how this matchup is going to go, because this first game will have caught the Joneses off guard, I think, with the way that it went.
Well, I mean, there's almost 1,000 HP difference between the two here. What with the 3 light tanks being taken by PPS. But they've obviously got a plan of action. And both the Batchats are into the old ruins, and Whoopsie's heading for the middle of the A cap. The Joneses, on the other hand, well, Kaseo is going to try and fast cap B. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's getting the look at those Batchats.
I'm actually really enjoying this cheeky Batchat action. It's nice to see them still be competitive. And I like how they, like, in the beginning, like this, when the general fires one shot, they drive away and he immediately reloads his clip.
Yeah,
because there is no reason to not reload your clip.
Yeah, but now I feel sorry for Tomeo and Dineo and Flankio, because they've gone there to try and tussle with them, and they ran away.
Yeah. And we have Whoopsie, who is now getting base C.
Yeah.
It is cheeky gameplay, this. Like, honestly, I really like it.
And, I mean, Zerd is just overlooking base A here, using his all-down capacity there in the Yo, and bouncing Kaseo as he does. Radikos moving out of the middle area, which is interesting, because he was in a nice all-down position. But look at these. Yeah. And, Object 3 has also dropped his adrenaline. They're going to push onto Ghosty. What an aggressive move.
And they're basically... Oh, and that shot missing makes all the difference as well. He's going to get clipped out so badly here.
Poor Ghosty got nowhere to go.
Almost gone.
Whoops is going to finish him off.
And that is the first tank gone already.
But they've also
the Joneses will be like, what?
Well, it's not just that. It's they've lost one of their big... Oh, that was a massive roll, though. They've lost one of their big guns in the Yo, but they've also lost 2 bases. So they are down at the moment. And
they're forced into response, which is brought them out of the position that they want to be in.
Well, look at Zerd here. Zerd onto Tomeo. I mean, poor old Tomeo hasn't got a hope in house chance.
Whoopsie is not going to survive this push. But it's taken 2 tanks away, and he's got support. He's not being pushed on easily. And that shot missing from Rameo there. Now he's gone, but it's taking so much time and damage.
But the thing is, Rameo now is on his reload as well. And General coming in. Oh my god, what a kill that was on Kaseo. And there goes Rameo. Now Dineo is under absolute pressure from these Batchats.
I have to say, just seriously, Batchats. Just Batchats. And we're there already because they've got the bases and we just focused on the action way too much here. But just the Batchats.
This is the thing. I mean, sometimes mobility is totally underrated, and you've just seen an effective use of mobility. I mean, they were just going around like crazy things.
And that means that the damage that BPS did for the second game, which is the giveaway, is 17,331.
Unbelievable. What a great,
Bad chats.
great game.
That was absolutely cheeky. I love it. Basically, this is one of the things I like about the current meta that we do have, even though it's very heavy dependent, is that it allows for cheeky things like this. Clippers. Basically, the meta right now is clippers. Regardless of which kind of clippers, it's clippers. And it also means that if you lose a tank this early like this, you're set back quite a lot already.
Absolutely. More traditional meta this time for Middleburg, for BPS. Apart from the STB, of course.
Yeah, but we see 2 and 5B make an appearance.
Yes, we do with Flankio, but it is a great tank. Completely underrated. And
Yeah.
you don't really see it that often, but great haul down, and this is a great map to go haul down. But 2-0 at the moment in the favour of BPS.
At what we're seeing, they're definitely, I mean, they're playing amazingly, don't get me wrong. But it's kind of like they put the rock out from the Joneses' feet, from under the Joneses' feet.
They did
the
that.
Joneses seem just like,
Yeah.
what's happening? It kind of gives me that vibe.
It's like a rabbit.
And after the
Rabbit in the
epic
headlights.
match that we've seen from them, yeah, exactly. And it's like watching BPS play these games is amazing, but it's just Joneses need to find their footing. We know that they're way better than what we saw these 2 matches. It just hasn't come out yet versus BPS here.
I mean, the thing is, I mean, we know Zerd, when he wants to be, can come up with some very aggressive tactics.
Yeah.
Can come up with some incredibly aggressive tactics. And those tactics we've just seen were pretty aggressive.
Yeah.
But they worked a treat, and they've taken the other side completely by surprise. And as you say, I mean, the Joneses, we've seen them play, and they've been playing spectacularly. And they were just rabbits in headlights in those last 2 games.
And it's just interesting to see, all in all, because like, as far as callers go, Zerd is pretty much my favorite because he's so intuitive in his calling, and it just makes for amazing. Wow.
Poor
He's
Ghosty.
disappearing here again. Aggressive gameplay from BPS. Look at this.
Totally aggressive, pushing onto Ghosty and Dineo and Tomeo all at the same time. And those Cranwagons, I mean, Ghosty's got to get out of there.
Look at the crossfire, though.
It's
Tanya
brilliant.
is getting away from one side and just from the other one, and that was another ammo rack.
It was another
The
ammo rack.
Joneses do not have RNG here.
No, another E5 ammo rack, and again Dineo getting
Another-
an ammo rack.
Yeah. Aw.
Bless him. Twice in one evening. And two tanks down this early in the game. We're not even 2 minutes in.
Incredibly aggressive gameplay by BPS, basically done and made to catch them off guard, and it's doing exactly that.
In Object 3 is now in a world of pain, but he doesn't really care because he's
That's
tying
the
up
third tank
tanks.
gone.
That's the third tank gone, and Object 3 has survived.
So far, yeah, there he finally goes, but it's taken nearly 5 tanks to take out one.
And Romeo's going to go down here. They're going to
Look at the
lose.
HP just vanishing.
They're going to lose a big gun in Romeo again. They've already lost the E5s and a Cranwagon. There goes Romeo.
Keiko's not long for this ball either.
No. I mean, this is aggressive stuff from BPS. And at the same time, Giseo goes down, leaving Flankio as the last man standing in the 215B. Beautiful tank, but I don't think he can do much about it. And he can't.
And F. Jaws survives with 8 HP.
Unbelievable.
But oh my god, though.
BPS have got the bit between their teeth this evening. They have come out the blocks quickly and really aggressively.
It is incredibly clever, because if you look at the gameplay that we've been seeing so far, I've absolutely loved it because it's like outthinking and everything. But none of them have been like straight on aggression, and all these games from BPS so far have been exactly that.
Well,
And it's
it's
beautiful to watch, and I do really feel for the Joneses because they don't deserve this, especially
totally.
with the ammo rack again.
Yeah. But it's not. I mean, you say that it's not out thinking. At the moment, BPS are not even giving the Joneses the opportunity to think. They're just overwhelming them, completely overwhelming them.
Wow. And now BPS is up for match point. I also want to point out that we've been at 3 games, including 4 minutes waiting time, in 15 minutes.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's been very
incredibly
aggressive.
fast-paced.
Yeah. And now BPS taking a double Vickers, going for that mobility yet again. And this time Tomeo of the Joneses jumping into a mouse. That'll take a bit longer to kill, but BPS going to continue their relentless push and advancement and aggressive play. As Amaunet said, they are at match point.
Yeah. And I'm really curious to see that the lineup on the Joneses side is now a bit more heavy. They're taking a bit more armor. I think they're going to try and hold the city. But at the same time, BPS has caught them off guard, like literally every single game. So we'll have to see what comes.
I don't think BPS are going to go for the city. It'd be interesting to see.
I don't think they will either.
This is going to be interesting. Really interesting. And don't get me wrong,
but
I like BPS.
If you have,
I was about to say, don't get me wrong, I love BPS, I think they're great. However, wow. I mean, I've got a feel for the Joneses. They played such beautiful games.
And that's just it. Basically, like, we had a soccer match for our female football team that we ended winning in 10-3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just happy that the enemy team got, like, well, enemy team sounds wrong, that the other team got 3 goals in, because it feels bad, man.
Yeah, it does. And as predicted, wow, BPS are not going into the city. Whoopsie, fast capping C.
The Joneses aren't either, though.
No, but BPS are not even in a rush to get up the hill. Not really.
And this is just really funny, because they're being patient all of a sudden. As hyper-aggressive as they were, they're now being patient.
However, Tomeo there in the mouse has not gone into the city either. Look at him here. Bless him. This is called thinking outside the box.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Now, whoopsie. What is he doing?
Just doing a spotting round. He's just spotting.
Yeah.
If anyone was there pushing this side, he would have seen them.
Absolutely. And now, is he going to try and steal that cap? Because
I can see him do that, to be honest, especially now that most of the enemy team has been placed.
Exactly. I can see him actually taking all 3 bases. He's already taken the C cap. There he goes, into the B cap. But with that in mind, that will tell the Joneses that they've got a tank advantage up top.
Yeah, but it's a Vickers. He can get there at any time very fast. They are pushing, though. They are going for it.
Oh, whoopsie, and Fajaza, they saw Gaseo drop down a little bit, and they're going after him. They're going after Gaseo.
There goes the... The mouse has turned around to help the Vickers, and I think that might have been a mistake here.
Maybe.
Not sure yet. But that's not going to make things
easy.
No,
Keiko's going to go down here. Object 3 should get Keiko here. Keiko will get a shot in, however. He's trying to face her to make Object 3 really painful. Gets the shot in, but he does go down.
And there goes Object 3. It can still happen.
Oh, there goes Gaseo.
But now we have a mouse versus 2 Vickers. And this is exactly what you have to be very... Oh, that tracking shot, though. There goes Whoopsie. That...
Whoops is down. Yeah. But Playmaker's going to give Ghosty a hard time here. He's stopping him from retreating, but General does go down. It's 2 against too many.
Ramio, yeah, there he goes. It can still happen. They have to be careful not to lose on points here, though. Flankio. Oof, that shot not penning makes all the difference as well. The mouse now arriving at the back, taking him out.
And Playmaker's the last man standing on his long reload. There's not much he can do about it. Deneo will give shots in. Joneses are going to pull one back because it was less aggressive. No more rabbit in the headlights.
I'm very, very glad that the Joneses got a game in. And not because, I mean, we all know what the Joneses are capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that this is the first game that BPS isn't hyper aggressive, and it's the first game that the Joneses won.
Yes.
Well played. And the mouse turning back turned out to be the right call after all. So,
Indeed, it
need to
did.
eat my words there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we now move into Canyon. Completely different map.
Oof. We haven't seen this map for a few seasons, I believe, because it
No,
has been rotated
yeah.
out for a little bit.
Yeah, it was rotated out for a long time. And it's going to be an interesting one to see how they play this one. And we've only got one light tank on the side of BPS at the moment, and that's Epinjarge. But we have Gaseo also in his trusty Vickers. I don't think Tomeo would be going out in a mouse, but we will see.
No, I doubt it on this map. Also,
Exactly.
again, BPS is still on match point. That's something to keep in mind every single game from here on out. Basically, Joneses have to win match after match after match in order for this
Yes.
to work out for them.
So the only really
Ooh, what games?
the only real possible super heavy is Romeo in the IS4. All the rest are nice all down heavies, E5s and Kranwagons all the way, or Yos in the case of BPS.
Interesting to see that the Joneses are not using Yos here.
I was about to say that, yeah. That is an interesting call.
I think this has also been the first time where I just really needed 2 minutes in between just to calm my nerves a little bit. Normally, I love looking at names and copy-pasting the guesses and everything. I just haven't done that yet now at all. This is just wow.
Well, we've got match point here. Are they going to be aggressive?
Potential.
Or are the Joneses going to pull another one back? Fantastic if they do.
Yeah, definitely. We've seen it happen with EG.
Absolutely, we did.
If EG can do it, the Joneses can do it too. But oh my god. I think that's also the thing. Like, at this stage, the Joneses don't know what to expect because they can either face hyper aggression again or patient gameplay all of a sudden.
Absolutely, and it's, I mean, Effinjars is not going to the B cap for those spots, he's going to the A cap. And Gaseo is
Yeah, but
going,
it's
sorry,
the same for the other figures.
I meant the C cap, but Gaseo is going to the A cap along with the rest of, most of the team actually.
Spots have happened though, and the bases start getting capped almost exactly the same time.
Mm-hmm.
A tiny advantage.
Yep, the advantage will
For-
go to Joneses.
The Joneses there.
However, Romeo is in a really, really tricky
It's
spot.
the thing.
Because the crossfire coming in, bang, bang, bang. He got out of there, bless him.
Yeah, but he lost a lot of HP doing that.
He did indeed. Playmaker on the other side here. Keiko overextending to try and get shot into Keiko. Sorry, Keiko overextended to get shots into Playmaker. Managing to get back to safety. Tomeo is also... Because the cross shots from that middle with Zerd in general, it's just devastating, although General has lost a lot of HP.
Look at Flankio, look at Flankio. Look at what he's doing. This is aggression from the Joneses. They are claiming the middle here. But we have BPS pushing on the other side. And Ghosty is in trouble.
So is Playmaker, but Playmaker surviving this at the moment. Tomeo is getting farmed. Here comes Gaseo to help out as well. Playmaker's still there. He's not shooting the tanks around him. He's trying to get into the back of Flankio.
Ghosty has been taken out. Now Danilo is basically lost here. We have General who's still alive. Zerd holding the middle. Playmaker is gone.
And so does
There goes Danilo.
Object 3 hasn't moved. He's AFK. Object 3 is AFK.
That is not a good thing.
Now he's not AFK. Now he's
not.
Now he's alive.
He's back. Yeah.
But I think he was AFK for a while, I think.
They're now going to go after base C. And they kind of have to.
But look at F
But
and Josh.
Timeo, he's not spotted yet. Now he has been.
Whoops, he's going to get
They
taken
need
out
to
by
take out.
Giseo.
Yeah.
Zerd is a one-shot. Radikos is a one-shot. Giseo goes down. Zerd goes down. Radikos is going to go down. Down he goes.
There goes Timeo as well.
But
3 versus 3.
But the HP is actually in favour of BPS. But they've lost a tank.
He can still go every which way, but it's tricky. Flankio has to be careful not to overextend, not to lose his life here.
And Object 3, who was AFK from a majority of the game, he's going to play an vital, pivotal role now. Oh, what a kill!
They made a mistake not letting Gasio go for base C here. I understand why, but at the same time, that might have cost him the game now.
Well, we have Object 3 as the last man standing. The points are in favour of BPS. Sorry, in Jones's. But Object 3 will now cap.
Yeah, and Gasio has to reset him, which he does
nicely as well.
But he needs to get another base. He can't keep resetting him. He is being told to, I think. But it's wasting precious time. Oof.
He does reset him, but in a moment...
He gets spotted doing so.
Yeah, but in a moment they will overtake. It will... And he misses that. And that's it now. Now BPS will start. Oh, that's a great shot. Now BPS
and now I think Object 3 is just going to go to A because he doesn't need to take any risk.
No. And okay, Giseo will be able to cap C, but it may be
but it's
too
not
late.
in time.
No,
BPS
it's too late. BPS have got this.
What games these were. And despite having an AFK for a while here, lovely to see the GGs. Like in tournament battles you can do that, in random battles do not.
Yeah.
But fantastic games and massive commiserations to the Joneses. You got really screwed over by Amarek RNG here. Like both matchups and everything. And massive kudos to BPS because that hyper aggression, those first 3 games, just caught them all off guard, and it was fantastic to watch. Like, as sad as I am for the Joneses, as ecstatic am I for BPS here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mixed bag for me. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Massive congratulations to BPS. We saw them turn over Loka in true style yesterday. And we've seen some amazing gameplay from them today here against the Joneses. But I have a bit of a soft spot for the Joneses because they've given us such amazing gameplay over the last few days.
Yeah.
And,
you absolutely.
They were up against endgame. They made a couple of mistakes. Then they had the ammo racks, and the ammo racks doesn't help. And I just feel so sorry for them because they've been so consistently great. But tonight, they seriously, I mean, BPS out of the blocks so aggressively just completely took the Joneses off guard. And they didn't know what they didn't know. They didn't know what to do. So huge commiserations to the Joneses. But we said at the beginning, it's been so tight and so close. It's been so difficult to even say who's going to win, who's going to go forward, blah blah blah. And well, tomorrow we now know it's Endgame against BPS.
That's going to be epic as well. Like if EG has been one for the patient gameplay, if BPS brings this hyper regression to that as well, all bets are off. And it's got to be fantastic either way. It's just like at this stage, I was rooting for all the teams, I'll be honest, because I really like all of them.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I mean, you're not going to get an argument from me there. I mean, it's always a shame that team. Obviously, we can only have 2 teams going to the final, which means teams have to lose at least 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But but we've seen some amazing gameplay across the board.
Yeah.
And it's just been fantastic to watch. And you know, like I said, there are a lot of distractors out there saying, the summer season, it's not as entertaining, it's not as good. Well, I disagree after seeing this.
Last year it wasn't. This year it definitely was.
Last year was tier 8. What entertainment do you get with a load
totally pay to win.
I mean, what entertainment do you get from seeing a load of Object 252 using chimeras rolling around a map? Not much.
Exactly.
But this year, I mean, this has been fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic. And we've seen all sorts. We've seen clever gameplay. With traps being laid and good crossfires being laid. We've seen close matches. And now we've just seen some ultra aggressive gameplay with unusual meta as well.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's been absolutely lovely. It really has been.
It's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And it's set up for a fantastic final tomorrow. Are BPS going to bring that aggression to that final? Well, we'll find out tomorrow, guys. Like I said, we're not streaming it. It's going out directly from Wargaming, but you will have familiar voices and faces. So don't worry.
Yes. In the meantime, I'm just still collecting the entries. Because again, there's been quite a few, and then there's all the general chat happening and everything.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to quickly drop down to the middle echelon to see what happened there. So we had the finals of the lower bracket of RNG and Sparta. I think it's still going on. It is. Oh, it's tomorrow. Sorry, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Well.
No, it's tomorrow. I thought they were all today, but they're not. They're tomorrow because the middle echelon's
they're
a bit
following
different.
basically the same thing as the upper bracket.
Then, but they've got here the finals lower bracket is tomorrow, RNG against Sparta. So we don't know.
The lower bracket.
Yeah. So I don't know who's in the grand final. Oh no, they are playing.
They just have one match with them?
No, they are still playing. My mistake, because I'm in the wrong time zone. That's my problem. I'm in the wrong time zone. Blame my time zone, not me. So yeah, but they're still playing. RNG and Sparta are still playing, so we don't know yet. And the lower bracket is already finished, guys. The lower echelon. It's over, done with. That was yesterday. And it was Winky winning that one. Hey, Foxy.
Basically, I'm always so afraid that I'm doing it wrong, that I'm forgetting someone or something.
It's always the way.
I always hate that.
Always the way.
Yeah. I'm just going to do it another way now, just to make sure that I've got everyone.
We're going to find out very shortly, guys. Amaunet's just basically pounding calculators in the background.
As well, my brain is hurting.
She said to me earlier, "Oh, when we double commentate, it's a much easier stream because they don't have to do much."
It is.
And then she goes out and does all the hard work.
Yeah, that too. But usually, I've been doing some of the prep work like beforehand.
Exactly.
And then it's like it's all good. And in this case, it's just been edge of my seat the whole way, and I can't do any of the prep work in between because I just needed to catch a breather.
That's the thing.
Also want to just like give a kudos to Darren for casting 426 damage. Just wow.
Wow. Yeah, sorry, Meaty. I don't think you're going to win a battle pass, mate. I think your damage was a little bit out. Good guess, though, mate. It was a good guess. Just a little bit out.
A for effort.
Yeah.
And again, there's been quite a few guesses, and some of the guesses are pretty close, and that's why I just want to make sure that I've got everyone. I like how even Jack entered, by the way.
Oh, did he? Well done, Jack.
Yeah, he did. And he wasn't even all that far off. He guessed 18,120.
That's a bit closer than Meads' guess. Only a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Sorry for taking up all the time, by the way.
That's not a problem.
Just want to be absolutely sure. Because the thing is, if you copy paste everything in Word, you also get all the images with it, so it makes it easy to sort of miss out what you miss out any guesses that might happen. At the same time, if you copy paste it into Notepad straight away, everything is basically pasted together, so that doesn't work either.
Mutsu's saying, when Yusuf draws the dingo, he will then stream. Yusuf, get your pencil out.
Oh, that would be great, though.
Get your pencil out, Yusuf. You know you want to.
He is drawing another fantastic tank right now. Well, not like now, but I can't wait to see the finished project, because it's just the way that man draws is just amazing.
The stream is still here. It just doesn't look like it because you're just looking at my garage, but it's still here. Don't worry.
I think if you've got one, you can play another replay.
I'm going to see if I've got one. Actually, you can watch Sarah being OP in a E3. Actually, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that, Meadsy. I had 69 viewers, but no, I haven't. I've got 70. Sorry, mate.
There we go. Got all the guesses. Now I just need to see who's closest. So now I get to math. Oh, and so close. Darren indeed did not win.
Oh, there you go. You just missed out there, Meadsy, mate. Sorry. As they say in England.
But we did have someone that was 19 points off.
Oof. 19? God, these people are getting good at this.
They're really getting good at this. So now I just need to calculate both ways to see who is closest.
It's always the way with these things.
Oh, and I get it. I do get it. It's just I'm so afraid to do it wrong, so to speak. Let's see. All the guesses are just close together, so it's hard to determine which way will go. Who will get closer, so to speak. But I think I've got them now.
People are asking, will there be another stream by the two of us? I'm saying, well, it will be tomorrow. It's going to be via the official YouTube of Wargaming.
We'll be there.
But we will be there. Don't worry. We will be there.
Yeah. Okay. I've got winners. We've got Bagel Boys from NA. He was 19 points away from the actual damage.
Wow.
Then we have Dharmark 92, who was 101 points away. Like, it was all so close.
Wow.
We have Kiko_Wauk from the EU server, who won also. Then we have DVRKY, who won. Impronounceable nickname, but those are the letters in it. And Bob Dickinson.
Yay!
Who guessed right.
Well done, Bob.
He was the fifth one, but it counts.
Well done, Bob, via Mutsu. Well done, guys. Congratulations to all
Exactly.
5. Honorary mention to both Wild Ones Alpa and Meadsy. Meadsy, so close. So near, but so spar, basically. Better luck next time, mate. I think you got another opportunity tomorrow on Wargaming stream, so there you go. Don't give up hope.
Yeah, there will be more, but there will also be more people there. But still, there's the NA server tonight as well. Basically, all the streams have giveaways. So that's something to keep in mind as well.
Yes. Yeah. So
But
don't forget.
Congratulations to the winners. Again, the pass will come either August 2nd or August 3rd. So if you don't get it by August 3rd, then drop us a message.
Indeed. And just before we go, because that's it from us now, 2 more things. As Amaunet quite rightly said, the NA server is still being streamed. That'll be later on this evening, so go and check those out, guys. It's going to be some good stuff. I believe it's Fishy streaming. I can't remember who else. Papa Rage, is he streaming? I can't remember. I've lost them.
Not Papa Rage, but I think that Robert is also streaming.
I think Robert is streaming.
Let me just have a quick look, because it is on the big server.
It is, and I think he is streaming in his in Spanish. So
yeah, you have Noob Eater, who is going to be streaming, Robert and Fishy.
There you go.
So they will all be having battle passes to give away.
There you go. So some great streamers there, guys. Fish is a fantastic streamer, really knowledgeable, great player as well. Brings a lot of experience. He's played at the top level also. Noob Eater, he's also BPS. He's also a Clan Wars player, and he also brings a lot of experience. Another great streamer. And Robert 85, who is the Spanish-speaking EU streamer, but he's also on the NA, and there's a lot of Spanish speakers over there. So guys, don't miss Robert 85 over there, because it's well worth watching. He brings a lot to the game, and he's a really great chap, although I've not met him myself yet, but Amaunet knows him, so that's good. And then the last thing...
Thank you all for... It's been an absolute blast.
The last thing from me is we are not streaming tomorrow on our channels. Wargaming,
this channel.
Correct. Wargaming will be streaming the grand final on their official channel. You can find it via the garage, guys, so don't be... And also the Discord server, and also it's on their channel, I believe. But, as I said earlier, there will be a few of us there of well-known voices and faces from the streaming site, so don't forget. And there will be a lot of giveaways, so try your luck again, guys. Until then, I'm going to say goodbye. It's been a fantastic, fantastic evening. Massive congratulations to all the clans for taking part. But the big congratulations go to Endgame and BPS, and the big commiserations of this evening do go to the Joneses, who I do have a soft spot for.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're gonna have to start memeing Deneo E5 ammo rack, I'm afraid, because he got ammo rack twice. Bless him. But that's it from me.
Guy.
That's it from me. Big congratulations to all the winners as well at the battle passes, and I will see you again soon. Over to Amaunet.
Have a good night, all. Thank you all for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for having me on your channel, Fugit.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. Absolutely brilliant. Always working with you. Love every minute of it. We'll be back soon,
Likewise.
guys. Bye for now. Enjoy the rest of your evening wherever you are.